Welcome back to another episode of the Takeoff series. Very, very special guest for you. My two boys here, StockList. Introduce yourself, Mike and Ian.
Yeah, so my name is Mike. I'm from StockList, and Ian.
I'm also Ian, the second half of StockList.
Talk to the people about StockList, what the inspiration for StockList was, what you talk about.
Yeah, so the inspiration was mainly due to us knowing a lot of information and thinking we need to put this to use. And the best way of putting it to use was just creating a platform where we can share that information to people from similar backgrounds so that they can not only gain the information but also use it to their benefit. So investing.
Okay. Cool.
Yeah.
So obviously no surprises there. It's called StockList. So you talk about stocks and you also talk about crypto. Is that right?
Yeah. So initially, when we kicked off our platform, we wanted to sort of go into stock investing, long-term stock investing, and also crypto investing. But as we've matured and as we've sort of built our platform, we've realized there are actually more or even better forms of investing. So we've sort of shifted away from, even though our name suggests stocks, we've shifted to diversify a bit more and not only talk about stocks, but a variation of investment techniques, which includes property investing, you name it. We want to sort of let people know that there are other types of way to invest as well.
Okay. So you started off with stocks, you started off with crypto. Today we're going to focus about crypto. But what is it about crypto that made you want to speak about it? Because, some people, they're not really that interested in crypto, but for yourselves, why did you decide to go for crypto?
Yeah, so personally, a few years ago, I could see that people were using crypto for various transactions. And when you go abroad as well, like for example, I'll take Africa.
Yeah.
A point that Ian always makes is that the whole traditional banking, they've completely skipped that and gone straight into like mobile money. So, so when it comes to stuff like crypto, I feel like Africa is going to be ahead of the game, even though people are not really looking at that market like that, apart from a company such as Square, who are looking into that market. So personally, those were my reasons for getting involved in crypto. The fact that traditional banks, one, they're struggling. Two, everyone loves faster methods of paying people. And three, the fact that you always have to look 2 steps ahead of you, what's going to happen in the future. And if you don't get in now, then you're going to be left behind.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah. What about you, Ian?
Yeah.
What's your thoughts?
Adding to Mike's point, I'm very big on future technologies, and I understand the impact of future technologies. So, to me, and my understanding of like the way the world works is, I believe that we have to sort of get involved as early as possible to be able to reap the best benefits later on. And I do believe that the banking system is quite fragile. And we need to look into alternatives and more decentralized ways of banking. And to me, that's cryptocurrency. That's to me, cryptocurrency is simply the future. So I believe that even if you're not putting into cryptocurrency to make a quick drink or make a quick profit, you should be putting into cryptocurrency to prepare for how you're going to spend money in the future.
Yeah, I completely agree. Like, I think when I got into crypto, I didn't know much about it. I just thought to myself, I think this is going to be the future. It just made sense, right? Like, it had been around for, I think at that point, 10 years. Bitcoin was around for about 10 years. It hadn't disappeared. I was like, look, logically, it makes sense that we're going to create something out of this. Even if it's not Bitcoin, something's definitely going to come out of this. And now what? You got like 9,000 coins out there on the market.
Yeah,
so
crazy.
Yeah, it's crazy.
I wanted to add as well that a lot of times both myself and Ian, like he said, he's a big tech fan, and me, I always look at what's going on in the Asian market. And when I see that in the Asian market they're talking a lot about something or doing something, then you have to pay attention.
Okay. That's a very interesting insight. I don't really look too much at the Asian market. Is there any particular countries that you're looking at? Is it China, Japan, anywhere else?
Usually, mainly China, China and India, to be honest. Yeah.
Okay.
When it comes to more semiconductors and mobile, the mobile phone industry and stuff like that. In India, when it comes to everything else, mainly China. So when it comes to not even just with cryptocurrency, it could be like the coffee market, because the Chinese are one of the biggest coffee drinkers. So yeah, China is somewhere that I definitely check.
Yeah.
Wow, that's very interesting.
Yeah, their population alone carries markets forward.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah,
that's true. So 2 billion, that's population. Yeah, that is very.
So
very
there's a reason why Donald Trump was scared about China. So yeah, you have to pay attention.
He's doing a madness. Yeah, everybody's kind of scared about China. I don't even want to. That might be a talk for another episode.
That's a whole.
They're doing a bit of a madness. They got a plan. But that's probably for another episode. So just moving off to my next question is a bit of a sideline question that I like to ask everybody that comes onto the podcast. So I'll start off with you, Ian. What's your worst financial mistake?
Right, so my worst financial mistake happened in 2018.
Okay.
When I wasn't so educated about how to actually purchase a vehicle, how to actually buy a car. So I actually spent about £18,000 cash on a car when I could have just maybe put down maybe £3,000 on the exact same car and paid £300 a month and leased that car over 3 years and then given it back. My repayments over the 3 years would have ended up being maybe £4,000 over the 4 or 5 grand over the 3 years, and I would have been able to do something constructive or productive with the £15,000 difference I would have had left.
Wow!
So that alone isn't the whole mistake. So that's 50% of the mistake. The other 50% of the mistake is the fact that when I bought the vehicle, I didn't educate myself about new regulations that were coming in, and the car, even though it looked new, was it wouldn't have been ULEZ compliant.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow.
So it was a 2014 BMW X3.
Okay.
And so the engine wasn't ULEZ compliant, and it wouldn't have been in the future, like a year later.
Okay.
So when I did realize, and I did obviously try to sell it, I lost about £8,000 on the car straight away. The value just wiped off. Yeah. So that was probably one of my biggest. Yeah, literally, like I took a serious L on that vehicle. Ridiculous.
The dealers are just like robbing people in broad daylight, though.
Yeah. The thing is, I purchased it off a private seller.
Okay.
And they knew what was happening. They knew that ULEZ was coming. And obviously, he's not going to mention
That's
it.
why they
wants to get rid of the car. Exactly. Yeah. So be careful how you purchase vehicles. I would never advise any of my friends to buy cars cash anymore.
Yeah.
If you want a car, put something down, like a little £1,000 down, and just lease it. Pay the depreciation of the vehicle, not the actual cost of the vehicle.
Yeah. Wow. That's you know what? That's a crazy one. I mean, you know what? At the end of the day, you managed to save up 18 grand. That's a positive in itself. I always like to see the positives out of negative situations. You managed to do that, so you will have the ability to do that again in the future.
Yeah.
But you know what? There's always unscrupulous sellers in every transactions in life. Property, you've got people that will try and rip you off there too. So you got to really just like do your due diligence sometimes. But with a car thing, it's a bit hard because there's not much you can do like in a situation like that. So yeah, that's unfortunate, man. But obviously now you're financial education. You're teaching people financial education. So clearly you learned from it as well. Definitely. And now you're making much better financial decisions. So that is, wow, that's a story. Mike, what about you?
I was going to mention the car thing, but I've got another story.
Okay.
So this involves myself and Ian.
Okay.
So a few years ago, we had an event when we was at university. And I would say to date, that's probably one of my worst financial mistakes, but my best memory, because it taught me a lot. So at the time, the event cost, let's say, just over £2,000.
Yeah.
And when it came down to the budgets and everything for the event, we had it all planned to the T. Like no penny we didn't go over anything. It was just perfect. Came down to the day, and obviously different things happened on the day, which led to us having to spend more than the $2,000 that we budgeted for. So obviously, as university students trying to scramble on the day of the event for over £2,000.
Wow.
It's a madness.
It's just crazy. So what I learned from that is that always plan for the worst. Like always have money there for just, I can't even call this just a rainy day, just the situations in general. Like just have money there. Like if I refer back to Ian's point about the car, for example, when you have a car, it's not just petrol and petrol and insurance. You need to budget for like this week, for example. I've had three tires that I've had to replace.
Oh wow.
3 tires I've had to replace, plus my parking permit that I've had to do, plus repair work that I've had to do for my cars as well. So it's like I've had to take into consideration that having a car is not just about petrol and insurance. So back to my original point with the events, always have insurance money just there, just in case of anything.
Contingency.
Contingency is the better way.
It's mad because whatever you think the worst case scenario is gonna happen. It always happens. You know them situations where it's like 50-50. The worst case always happens. You're like, shit. Like this is happening. So like it's definitely you know what? Like an event. I've never like planned an event to that extent. So I'd imagine it'd be really, really difficult to even foresee like what happens. So like what issues actually happened? Like, why did you end up spending like a bit more? Like, what happened? Did you have more people come? Did you not have enough drinks? What was the reason for overspending?
It's a bit of everything.
I think of one. I think the one of them. I can definitely remember. You're talking about Laugh a Little, right? Yeah. So one of them. One of the performers. For the event cancelled last minute, and we had to find a filler.
Oh wow!
And we had to negotiate within like an hour. We had to negotiate a fee, find a way to get them down from London to Leicester because the event was happening in Leicester.
Okay.
And and just make sure like they were comfortable and stuff, and that will cost money. Like we had to get a car. It's just things like that were happening on the day, and we just had to firefight throughout the night. Just literally firefighting.
Sounds stressful.
And the easiest way to firefight something is to throw money at it.
Literally
throw money at the problem. Literally.
Oh my gosh. I mean, even though you ended up spending a lot, I would say that you definitely became resourceful in a way, right? Managed to find somebody to come within an hour is insane. I don't know how you did how you managed to do that and get them down from London to Leicester. So again, I like to see the positives in a situation, and that situation, you know, sometimes it's unforeseen circumstances. Like I'm wondering like what you could have done in that kind of situation. Maybe booked a few extra people. I mean, it's really hard, right? Like it's
you can't foresee these things.
You can't foresee somebody cancelling on you last minute, which is always, you know, always bad news. Wow. Those are two interesting stories, and this is what pushed you guys to financial literacy.
Literally. Yep, exactly.
Oh my gosh. Yeah, you know what? We all have like that crazy story that's happened to us. And I've talked about mine a lot. Like I've been in debt. I've had bad credit scores, all of the likes. I've had a default. I'm banned from one bank. I can't. I've had all of that. So I think we're all similar in that way, where we've all had that bad situation. Because I guess we don't get taught financial literacy at any level, right? You just gotta sort that out yourself.
Yourself. It's true.
It's crazy. Okay, moving back to crypto. Crypto's actually doing well these days. Like Ethereum look like it's booming. Bitcoin is doing all right. But could you quickly just summarize what crypto is for the listeners?
All right. So I will take that. So crypto is just a virtual currency. It's just a currency in, I'll just say, the cloud, right? And the way it's been created through cryptography makes it extremely difficult to copy it, double spend or steal it. Right? It's part of the blockchain, and that's a whole technical explanation. But I wanted to give it in the most layman's term possible. Crypto is just a virtual currency which has been created in a way where it's just difficult to replicate, steal and double spend, right?
Okay.
If I was to go into a bit of depth, imagine currently with the current banking system, if I was to send Michael money through, let's say, NatWest, right? NatWest holds that information, and NatWest would be the ones to verify that Ian sent money to Michael.
Okay.
However, with crypto, Michael has a system, and I also have a system. So Michael's system will verify that Michael has received money, and my system would have to verify the same, that I've sent money, and it has to always tie up. Do you understand? So it's decentralized. It's the verification of the transaction is it's decentralized to my computer and Michael's computer, as opposed to the current system where it's centralized by NatWest, and NatWest holds that information. Yeah.
Awesome. Wow, that's an explanation. I mean, that's even cleared it up for me, because I haven't read about crypto for a while. Like, I haven't read up about it for a while. And some of the most popular cryptos out there, you got your Bitcoins, your Ethereums. Which other ones out there are quite popular, would you say?
I'll say one that's a bit controversial, XRP. But is one that
I've got XRP.
What they're doing.
Ripple.
You got XRP. Oh, I love it. Yeah, so I personally love them because they are trying to not only just create a crypto that can work within, let's say, China, America, whatnot. There is various countries internationally, because they've seen that obviously. Right now, let's say, for example, you want to send money, like Ian said, there's so much going on. Like, you send the payment and you have to wait how many days before something. It's just long. So XRP is one that I'm big on. There's also Vechain as well, something we've spoken about on our platform. Vechain, for me, with the partners that they work with, and also what they do, as well as their founder, I'm big on that. So for anyone who doesn't know who Vechain are, they're essentially a company who help you purchase something with faith that you're not really buying something. You're not buying.
So it's not like a scam, not like a fake artwork or anything like that. I think I remember watching I think it's BBC Panorama or something, one series that I watched, where somewhere in the world, I don't want to name a country because I've forgotten what it is, and they duplicated everybody, like all these celebrities' perfumes, makeup, and they sell it for like a pound or something like that. So Vechain, are you saying that Vechain will help you basically avoid all of that sort of fraudulent sort of stuff?
So I'll give you an example. Vechain apparently worked with LVMH, because I think the owner, I think he came from LVMH, and they built a system in which you can put chips inside the bag, let's say a Louis Vuitton bag. So whenever you purchase something on a Vechain system, that product is tracked on the system. So whether you sell that product 10 times, 15 times, whatnot, it's on that system, so you can verify that this is authentic bag or authentic product.
And it keeps the record history of the product, the product life cycle, where it's been. Everything is logged, and it can all be tracked through the chip or whatever Vechain code you're provided with.
That's quite important, because there's people out here selling fake iPhones, fake Louis Vuitton bags, fake Birkin. Actually, I don't even know if you can get fake Birkin, to be honest. I reckon people who pay for Birkin probably will never order it online. I don't even think they can order it. Apparently, they come to you or something like that.
You have to make a call, and the waiting list is crazy.
For £15,000 bag. My God.
I know.
Wow, Vechain sounds cool. Vechain sounds actually mad. So, are you both invested in Vechain at the moment?
Yeah, I've got a bit of Vechain,
Okay.
Same. I've got a bit of Vechain.
Okay, and what other cryptocurrencies are you invested in at the moment?
So there's Cardano and there's Litecoin. But for me, I will always talk about things like Ethereum, Ether, and as Mark already mentioned, XRP. Those are my main two.
Those are your main two. But Cardano, I've heard good things about Cardano. A lot of people, correct me if I'm wrong, a lot of people are saying that might be that might surpass Ethereum? Is that a thing, or is it complementary to Ethereum? Would you say?
Personally, I think it's complementary. I think Ethereum is being used by way too many people for someone to just come and take over. Like Ethereum is just too big. It's just way too big. And
are you able to explain what Ethereum is? If that's okay.
Yeah. So
brief. Quick brief one.
So for anyone who doesn't know what Ethereum is basically essentially like a blockchain platform. Like we always explain things in a way which people understand. So like just imagine let's say a cloud-based system, for example, where people are able to build on top of that platform, or I think that's probably the best way for me to explain it for now anymore, and then just become too technical.
So, in the most layman terms you can.
So there's a lot of cryptos that are built on the Ethereum platform, and reading today, Ethereum have decided to perform an upgrade, which they're calling the London upgrade, because the system is too congested, and as well as that, with it being congested, it means that transactions are taking a little bit longer, and the fees are not always transparent on the platform. So they've decided to do this upgrade, which will make the fees transparent, and then limit the amount of ether and that's applied as well on their on the Ethereum platform system. Again, that just makes sure that there's no congestion and that Ethereum is always top of the game.
Okay. So my understanding, Ethereum is basically a platform to allow other cryptocurrencies to be built on top of it, basically. So it's obviously it's got its own coin, but that coin is obviously distributed through the platform. But it's like, think of it like it's like an infrastructure, if that's a way to say. It's like some sort of infrastructure, and you can build on top of that infrastructure, basically. That makes sense, and it makes sense why Ethereum is so popular and why people think that Ethereum won't go anywhere, because so many other cryptocurrencies use Ethereum as a platform. Okay. Wow, that makes
another
sense.
thing I wanted to say as well is that when you look at other blockchain platforms in comparison to Ethereum, it's one of the most reliable platforms out there. It's rare that you hear, obviously, in recent times you've heard that transaction fees, etc. But I guess you pay for what you get for. So you pay for what you get.
I remember those transaction fees. It's a bit like it's a bit mad. I think at one point it was like, it was almost more expensive. It wasn't even worth. I think it was like £50 for me to send some at one point. I was like, "What is this rubbish? Like, I'm not gonna do that." That's crazy. Wow. So, what other cryptocurrencies do you like? So you mentioned Vechain, you mentioned Ethereum. I think you mentioned Litecoin as well.
XRP and Litecoin.
You mentioned XRP as well. Is there any others that you really, really like that you think is definitely going to be great in the future?
Yeah, so I'm invested in. There's a few that I'm invested in.
Okay.
But I haven't got let's say I haven't got that much in them, because I'm not as bullish as XRP, Vechain, XRP, Vechain, and Litecoin.
Okay.
So I've got money in Chiliz, which is a token used by.
I've heard of that one.
A lot of sports teams at the moment, they're trying to get into the crypto market. So they've partnered with Chiliz so that fans can have a say in what the team does, etc. Me personally, I don't believe that is realistic, because it's like me saying, okay, I'm gonna have a say on what the Man United do. Man United is such a global team that how am I out of a billion people gonna have much of a say through owning this token? But it's one that I thought, since I like the idea of it, let's just put something down and let's see. So that's more speculative for me. Then I've got money in I've got money in Chainlink and Chainlink.
I've heard of Chainlink.
Chainlink, that's it. Tron, which again, that's more. Tron is very. I wouldn't recommend anyone.
Okay.
Again, it's a Tron, but it's one that when I say I put a little bit of money, probably £20 or something in Tron.
Okay.
Again,
Okay. Yeah. I mean, it's always worth it,
yeah.
innit? It's always worth putting £20 in some of this stuff. It's always
Do you know
worth
what?
it.
The owner, for me, he is well, in the world of business, there's a lot of I call them PR gurus rather than business owners, because they say a lot but don't do enough.
Yeah,
and he's one of those people who, again, he used to own a company. I can't remember what the company is called. It's similar to LimeWire. I forgot the company. I think BitTorrent. I think he owned.
Okay,
it,
BitTorrent. Okay.
Yeah, and yeah, he just talks a lot. He's always hyping up his currency, and at times where he hypes up his currency, sometimes it does well. So just thought, let me put something.
Never trust people like that, and we'll talk about that a bit more. You know, about those kind of
that's
like what coins to avoid. Yeah. Sorry, Ian. What were you saying?
Yeah,
like,
so
I'm saying that's just like Dogecoin. The lead up to that robbery.
That's it. Yeah. So there's some currencies that personally I would never promote on our platform ever, but I've got like a little bit in it. So the ones that I would always promote is obviously Bitcoin, because that's the leader.
Yeah.
Then there's Ethereum, definitely, and then there's others that we personally believe that will do well, like the Vechains and XRP.
Okay. Yeah. No, I completely agree. We're gonna talk a bit more about like scams, what coins to avoid. You know, talking about Dogecoin is quite interesting. I don't know if you caught the B Word event with Elon Musk, Jack Dorsey, Cathie Woods.
I think Cathie Woods.
And they're basically talking, and Elon Musk actually talks about Dogecoin and its place and its memes and stuff like that. And it's quite interesting because he backs it, you know. That's the weirdest thing about it. He thinks it's funny, he thinks it's a joke. Obviously a lot of people lost money on it. You know, this whole meme era. But what do you think about the meme era? Do you think that's here to stay? Because the generation these days, they're growing up on the internet. They're growing up on memes. They're growing up with crypto. They're growing up with social media and everything's spreading and all that, you know, FOMO, as they call it, fear of missing out. What do you think? Do you think meme coins are here to stay and they're going to continue to do well in the future?
For me personally, I think people will learn from experience of being burnt by meme coins, and eventually the trend will fizzle out, and that's just my opinion. Okay. Yeah, I think substance always sticks. So over time, I think the coins with correct backing and good value and good meaning behind them will be the ones that will stick around, and all the meme coins will potentially fall to the wayside as people get burnt. So some people will make drinks and stuff, but essentially when meme coins fall, they fall, and that's what people are gonna remember long term.
Okay. What do you think, Mike?
Yeah, so when it comes to stocks and crypto memes, like they say, both are basically like casinos, and in the end, the house always wins.
Yeah.
So,
the house always wins. The house always wins. That's the funny. The machine wins at the end of the day.
Yeah.
Wow. Ah, man. Yeah. It's just crazy. It's quite fascinating to see, because I thought it would have died out by now, but it just seems to be there, and I don't know if it's gonna go. The whole Reddit gang, you know, StockTwits and all that stuff. Not to say StockTwits is bad. It's not bad, but just like a certain group of, you know, people that are just pumping and hyping up stuff. But we'll talk about like avoiding scams in a little bit. So what's the value of your crypto portfolio, and how much did you put into it to be able to, you know, get to the amount that you've got to? If you want to, go for it, Ian.
Yeah, for me personally, I'm not so heavy on crypto at all. Mike knows. Okay. So I've probably got about 3,000 in there. Nothing too crazy. People have like 100k in crypto. I don't have so much personally. I'm more like stocks and investing in companies I actually know about. So yeah, that's me. I probably would have started with maybe 1,500, something like that. But with me, I put money in frequently, not frequently, consistently. So I'd probably put like £200 in every month or something like that. Yeah, it's not. I don't just dump money in there. I literally just put money in. Once I upload maybe £200 in there, I'll spread it across maybe three or four different cryptos that I might be interested in that month. So that's how I invest personally when it comes to crypto.
Yeah, smart way, definitely too. That's how I started. When I got into crypto, I didn't have any clue about it. So rather than put like $1 grand, $2 grand into it, I started off with £50. I'm like, I'm putting £50 into this.
Same.
What's it gonna do?
Yeah.
Let me understand this, right? And then I put it here. Start putting little £50 over like 3 months, and
that's the
what
best
worked
way.
for me.
That's
Exactly.
Yeah.
What about you, Mike?
Boy, again, I don't have like 100k in there.
6 figures in crypto.
Yeah,
Somebody's got some balls on them if they can do that.
I know.
People do.
So so mine's a little bit different. So I think I put in 2.5, and then when it went out to about 5k, I took some out and then reinvested it. So right now I've got 5k in there.
Okay. Wow. So you both doubled your money effectively. That's great. You're making it sound easy, you know?
But the thing is, we don't see it as a doubling. We see it as we're not withdrawing now. We're looking at this couple of years. You know what I mean? So it's not a doubling. It's wherever it ends up at when we're ready to actually.
Exactly. And plus, when I did that as well, it was more so I thought my portfolio just looked like a mess. Like I wasn't really too heavily invested in certain things. So, for example, where I've taken money out of, let's say, I don't know, let's say Chainlink, for example, I've put that money into Ethereum because I'm really big on Ethereum. So I've reallocated money in my portfolio to different things that I'm more bullish on.
Okay.
So again, like Ian said, we're just thinking ahead rather than short term.
Yeah, 5 to 10 years, and I think that's the best.
I wish I had that
crypto.
money right now to spend.
Honestly, on the dip, right? I mean, you never know. There might be a bigger dip. We're due for one at some point. Maybe not this year or next year. At some point, that's what happens with crypto, right? I think it goes down by about 80%. When I first got into it 4 years ago, just before the bull market went mad, and Bitcoin hit its all-time highs. I think it went up to about nearly $20,000, and then it went down as low as $3,000.
Yeah,
that's how low. Yeah, so it happens. Like these crypto is a crazy place. Imagine going from $20,000 to $3,000. Like, and the people that bought at $3,000, they're laughing to the bank right now. They might.
That's why they're trying to. That's why they're trying to regulate it at the moment because people are losing a lot of money.
Yeah, and they want their money too. Let's not act like they don't want.
There's reasons for everything.
Yeah, there's reasons for everything. There's reasons acting like they care about us. No, they want their cut.
No.
As everybody wants, because there's people making money off this, and they're like, look, we need our tax. We need our tax.
That's it.
Okay, so we were talking about a few cryptos that everyone should avoid. So you mentioned Tron. Is there any other cryptos that you think that people should avoid at all costs? Don't go nowhere near that.
So a lot of the early moon coins that you was hearing, so safe moon and stuff. Because at the end of the day, when they're doing well, people be screaming about them. When they're not doing well, everyone's silent. It's been months since I heard a single word about SafeMoon or Coin or all these coins.
Oh my god, SafeMoon was going crazy on YouTube.
It was going crazy.
It was getting numbers. Crazy. People were getting numbers on YouTube. My gosh.
Another thing that I would also recommend or advise people is to not invest in. Well, if someone sends you a wallet address. Always double check the wallet address, because you might be transferring money onto that wallet address thinking that it's a safe wallet that you can either store your money or use the money in that wallet to exchange it for another currency. But sometimes what people do, once you sent that money into that wallet, that's it. The wallet is gone. That's it. Literally, that's it. So that's something that I'll definitely recommend everyone doing. Always triple check the wallet address that you're sending money to. And a lot of these platforms as well that are out there, they ask me. I'm not really a fan of I forgot what Trust Wallet and all these other wallets as well, because when it comes to logging in, or if you forget your password, they ask you to put in about 10-15 words that you've 10-15 words that they told you to store at the beginning when you signed up. And these are random words. So it's like, if you store them on your notes on your phone and your phone crashes, that's it. If you write them on paper, that's it. So if you're new to crypto, I would just say stick with the wallets that are out there, that are well known, that you know that you can definitely trust, that you've heard of, not the other ones. If you're more experienced and you know what you're doing, fair enough. But if you're a beginner, going with those other wallets just to buy meme coins, it's not worth it.
Okay. And just before we go to you, Ian, so talking about actually buying crypto, what's the process, or as you understand it, can you describe what that process is into, like, if you wanted to buy Bitcoin, how would you do that?
So for me personally, I buy all my crypto on a platform called Binance.
Okay.
Because you actually own the crypto, not a derivative of the crypto. If you were to buy crypto on, for example, eToro, you wouldn't own the actual crypto itself. You own the derivative. Yeah.
Okay.
I don't know if they've changed it recently, but that's the reason why I wasn't buying on some of these platforms. I wanted to get the actual coins myself and actually own them. They're transferable to your offline wallet or the ledger and stuff like that. So that's the reason why I use Binance. The way Binance works is you transfer money onto the platform, so like actual fiat currency, fiat being normal currency like pounds, dollars, whatever. Transfer that onto the platform. Then you can some currencies, some cryptocurrencies allow you to just convert your fiat currency directly into cryptocurrency. But with some others, you can't directly convert, so you have to buy the Binance coin. And then once you buy the Binance coin, then you can convert to these other cryptos. I don't know, I think maybe Doge on there is like that. You have to buy something else before you can buy the Doge. Okay.
Yeah. So you transfer your money onto like a platform like Binance. I remember when I was like trying to learn about all of this stuff, it was like so confusing. But basically, like stocks, you have an exchange in crypto, and then Binance is a crypto exchange. So you log into Binance, you transfer your money there, and then with Binance, you buy a Binance coin, and then you then use that Binance coin to buy any crypto that you want, whether that's Bitcoin, whether that's Ethereum. And then generally, I think you can store it as well. You can store it, you can leave it on Binance, which is not recommended because if they get hacked, you can lose your crypto, or you can store it off a cold wallet, right? Cold storage is what they call it, which is like your own kind of like, it's a bit weird. It's a bit like a physical drive USB kind of thing. That you just put in there. And it stores basically all the keys to your crypto, basically like the passwords to your crypto. And then you take that off, so it means that it can't get hacked. So that's crazy. I was going to actually ask you about Binance, because I haven't been reading into it too much, but apparently something about them being banned in the UK.
Yeah, so my portfolio, how I store my crypto is, or buy crypto is, a lot of my crypto is I buy it through Coinbase. And
so Coinbase,
so Coinbase is where I buy my Bitcoin and my Ethereum, and then everything else is Binance. So with Binance, I believe that, so when they first launched in America, they didn't get the correct license or whatnot, and then eventually they rebranded to Binance US, I think. And I think that's similar to what they're going to have to do with the UK, because a lot of businesses, they try and launch in a country without getting the proper licensing and stuff like that. So when it comes to like these banks saying you can't deposit, blah blah, I think it's more to I wouldn't say a scare tactic. I'll just say it's more to protect the customer. So personally, I believe that Binance, I think Binance, there's a future for Binance. There's the reason why even though Coinbase is more known, there's a reason why Binance is the number one crypto platform in the world. So personally, I'm not too fussed that some banks, not all banks in the UK, have decided to ban the deposits into Binance.
Yeah, same here. I think it's a strategic move. I mean, it came a bit out of nowhere, and it was a bit left field, like the way they did it as well. The FCA, that was just a bit dodgy, like the way they just did that, like just coming out with this random message saying, "Oh, Binance, like, come on, is that how you communicate something that big? And, exactly. That many people are in it? Like,
it's nuts. It's actually they just dish out.
Yeah, just anything they want at any point. Really,
it's bully tactics, to be honest.
That's
exactly. It's crazy. But going back to cryptos to avoid, Ian. what cryptos do you think that people should avoid definitely?
So for me, I don't really look at too many variations of crypto. I just keep it very simple.
Okay.
And I just buy into the ones that I just know about, and the ones that I thought are very safe for the future, and the ones I believe will have an impact in the future, which is again Bitcoin, a bit of Litecoin, XRP, Ethereum, and a bit of Vechain. Everything else to me is too experimental. I'm very risk averse in that way. I don't even bother to even read about them, which is bad on my part. Do you understand? That's why Michael occasionally reports to me like a new crypto, and then I'll go look into it. But if Michael hasn't recommended it to me, I'm not even gonna bother. I'm more stock again. Yeah. So for me, I'm not the best person to answer that question and tell you what to avoid. Obviously, I wouldn't even say I've been burnt with Doge, because I did put a bit of money into Doge, but that was because I'm a fan of Elon Musk, and I just got caught up in the whole excitement. Do you understand? So that I wouldn't even say avoid it, to be honest, because there will be another hype train. But I'm not telling you to buy it. That's what I'm saying.
This is not financial service to the listeners, by the way. We're just,
advice.
we're just talking information. Exchanging information. We're just talking about that. And Mike, from your perspective, have you lost any money in crypto? Because it sounds like neither of you have. It sounds like you've grown your money, but have you lost any money on any crypto?
At the moment, Chili's not doing well at all. At all. Yeah. But again, like I said, I only put £20 in it. So what is £20? Yeah. Compared to like, let's say my Ethereum, what I've put in Ethereum, £20 is literally nothing. But me, how I see it, with whether it's stocks or crypto, if you believe in something, for the long term, you don't lose out until you cash out.
That's it.
Cashed out, I don't really see it like I've lost. Yeah.
Chili's might blow.
It might do. It might do.
Who knows?
You never know.
The £20 might become £21.
Oh man, you never know. You actually never know. Give it a few years. Yeah, there's gonna be another bull cycle. Trust me. The generation after us, they're gonna come onto crypto. It's gonna happen. It's like definitely. You know what? Yeah, the thing with crypto, what I like about it, it's got staying power. It's not like NFTs. NFTs is done. It's done before. Well, I don't know. I haven't heard about it as much, right? Do you remember? Before, everybody was talking about it, right?
I'm big
Everybody's
on
talking about
I'm
NFTs.
big on NFTs. I'm big on NFTs.
Okay. So can you explain to the listeners what NFT is?
Yeah, so just imagine data that's stored on a digital ledger or blockchain. That's literally what NFT is. So it's called a non-fungible token. And when that asset can be bought with various cryptocurrencies. So I'll give an example of an NFT that was out recently. So the group DB, one of Ian's favorite groups.
Okay.
They launched
Europe, Shout out to them. I like them too.
They launched the NFT recently. I think it was a few pictures of them, etc. And you could buy it with the Ether coin, which is obviously from the Ethereum platform. Buying those pictures, whoever bought them in a hope that in the future, the NFT they bought or the pictures they bought will increase in value in the future. And also on DBE's side, being the sellers, they decided to take Ethereum as payment because they are assuming that Ethereum or Ether will do well in the future. So that 3,000 Ether that they probably took at the time, let's say in 5 years' time, that might increase to, let's say, 15,000 or something. I don't know. Yeah. So
wow.
Yeah. So there's pros and cons. Yeah. So some of the NFTs that are going.
No, it was £3,000 worth of Ether per picture.
Sorry, £3,000 worth of Ether. Yeah. Sorry. Yeah.
Wow. It wasn't 3,000 Ethers. That's
okay. Yeah. That's too much.
Sorry, £3,000 worth of yeah. So NFTs for me, I feel like their industry is going to grow because at first I was a bit similar to you. So I just thought, you know what, NFTs thing. I've heard people talking about. Ian's spoken about Gary V telling me that he's big on the whole NFT thing. But in recent weeks, Miami Heat, the basketball team, they've decided to launch their own NFTs.
Okay.
where you can buy different sorts of things such as sports cards, and obviously the card industry, like Pokemon cards, NBA cards, baseball cards,
ridiculous.
That's
True.
increasing. Yeah, at the moment it's ridiculous. So the fact that you can own it as an NFT, that's something that yeah. So you got that. You've got the fact that the Man United player Bruno Fernandes, he's partnered with NFT company to launch an NFT, and he's pretty much now a global superstar. So he wouldn't be pushing out. He wouldn't want to push out nonsense on his platform.
Mm-hmm.
And then
you've
got other sports stars and sports companies that are pushing out this whole NFT narrative. And for me, it replaces traditional signatures on things, and then having to sell off the item, hoping that you double your money for something that you got a signature on. So I think NFTs are the future. That's
NFTs
it.
can't be damaged. It's not like actual sneaker where the sneaker itself can get damaged at some point, or the signed sneaker can get damaged or can get stolen. The NFT can't get stolen. It's only when you transfer the ownership of the NFT. So I don't know. I do agree with Mike. And with all these things, what we have to remember is adoption is key. So once a lot of corporates and big companies really join in with the whole adoption push, then I think whatever people are already invested in NFT wise naturally just goes up anyway. So again, if you're getting in now, you're getting early.
There's a reason why. Yeah, there's a reason why someone like Jack Dorsey decided to sell his first ever tweet. And when we talk about the big boys, again, sometimes it's better to watch rather than listen. And so that's a prime example of someone who literally saw that he didn't even talk much about NFTs. He just one day decided, he's going to sell his first ever tweet, and everyone was confused.
That's a key thing. That's such a big. It's a big thing to sell. Do you know what I mean?
Very interesting that he sold that. What made? I wonder what made him think. Let me go back to my first tweet and sell it. But he's selling it as this is my art. You guys are my fans. Whoever's my biggest fan, you could buy it. And to be fair, let's be real. The world is kind of going that way. You're getting, let's call people nowadays influencers, all that sort, like micro celebrities, right? And they have their fan base, they have their followers. Some of them do or even podcasters, they do shows, right? They create merchandise that people buy. So it's actually the concept. Now that you've said it, the concept actually isn't that dissimilar, really, right? It's just more that those things are physical, but this is digital, right? And NFT is digital, and we are moving to that digital world. Okay.
Some NFTs actually come with the physical asset as well. There's a painter, I can't remember his name, and he creates digital art. And when he sends you the art, he sends you your token as a barcode or something, a QR code, and the digital art as well. You understand? So you get both. You can display the digital art in your house, and on top of that, you have the code with you.
That's quite cool.
It just depends. It's really cool, man.
Wow. Okay. Maybe we'll have to look into NFTs. Maybe we'll have to do another podcast episode talking about NFTs. You can give everybody the rundown about it. But getting back to crypto, what would you say is the biggest challenges of investing in crypto for beginners?
Information. Mike.
Definitely. I was going to echo what Ian just said. I'd say information. I feel like with crypto, a lot of people talk about it in a way in which they talk about it. It's just intimidating. There's too much information. Information overload is the biggest killer of anything.
And mad jargon. The word cryptocurrency alone just sounds mad. The word itself, crazy, you know what I'm saying? And really and truly, it just means something secure. It's nuts. So I feel like that's the biggest challenge. It's the intimidating factor of the information available. Do you know what I'm saying? Whereas if there was someone there to basically explain that these words are not so scary and you don't need to think too deeply into these things, then people will feel more comfortable as a new investor to actually go and make your first purchase into crypto or your first investment into crypto.
Another point I'll add to that as well is that something that we tend to do when we're we're making an episode is we always talk about the pros and cons about a lot of things so that people can make a decision by themselves.
Okay.
But with cryptocurrency, it's rare that you hear anyone talk about the cons of anything. So it just seems like everything is just gonna rise, and there's like you rarely hear anyone talk about the dips until there is a dip. So
exactly,
that's what scares a lot of people, and I personally believe that's something that beginners need to be wary of, because with any asset, it doesn't matter whether it is your traditional commodities like gold, silver, whatnot, or stocks, crypto, whatever, even the property market. There's ups and there's downs. There's pros and there's cons. So it's something that as a beginner you have to look into the pros and the cons, especially with a market that's new, fairly still in. Even though the crypto market's been around for quite some time now, it's still in its infancy stage, I would say. You still have to be careful and look at the pros and cons of whatever you're investing in.
Exactly. I completely agree. So obviously preserving your wealth is just as important as, you know, creating wealth. What do you say beginners should look for when they're looking for like a legit crypto? Obviously we know the obvious ones, Bitcoin, Ethereum, but anything new that comes out in the future, what would you say that they should look for to make sure to establish, okay, this is a good project that I should get involved in?
I'll probably kick off with that, and for me the main thing I'll look for is use case.
Okay.
So if the crypto or the platform has a good use case, and it's a use case you think will be relevant in the future, for example, as we said, Vechain is excellent because the platform allows manufacturers to put some validation behind their products and allow their products to be able to be validated in the future. That there is a strong use case, and that's adoptable. Do you understand? So whenever I go to look into new crypto, I will make sure that whatever use case or whatever reason the crypto has, the cryptocurrency or the platform has been brought out, as long as it has a good use case, for me, that's key. Yeah. Okay.
Thank you, Ian. What about you, Mike?
Yeah. So again, the use case is one, and then the second one would be the owners of these cryptos. I tend to look into who they are, where they come from, what they've done in the past. So a lot of them, when you simple Google the words, the owner's name / plus scandal, and you'll see how many scandals that some of these owners have gone through. So
really,
so so it's important to always check, because again, you don't want to be putting into your money into something and then realize that you've been scammed, or you can't take out your money for various reasons.
Wow.
Right. So one final thing I would add to that is another thing I look at is scarcity. So if we look at, for example, Dogecoin versus Bitcoin, Bitcoin has limited supply, Dogecoin does not. Therefore, in the future, like if I was buying Bitcoin today, I'm buying Bitcoin with the knowledge that at some point in the future there'll be no more new Bitcoin, which means the Bitcoin that's currently in circulation will shoot up in value because of scarcity, basic economic problem. So when I'm buying crypto, I need to make sure that there's an element of scarcity, number one. And that's the main thing. I just need to make sure that there's an element of scarcity, because I'm buying for the future, and I need to know that in the future that what I'm purchasing now will become a scarce commodity, and that will naturally allow the price to rise.
No, that is a great point, and I think that's why Bitcoin is still king, because a lot of the other cryptos, they just don't have the scarcity of Bitcoin. You know, Bitcoin is based on that principle. A lot of what it is supposed to beat inflation and all of that sort of stuff. So that makes a lot of sense. I was thinking about like red flags, because I haven't been scammed yet in the crypto world, but I've been privy to like some scams. So there was a few coins coming out. They don't go through the IPO process anymore, because that got taken out. That got banned basically. But now people can just create cryptos anyhow. I don't know how they're doing it. I don't know the process of doing it. But I know that they can create it. Oh, is that it? Okay, Pancake Swap. Is that what it is? Okay. Can you explain that a little bit? How that works? Pancake Swap. What's going on there?
Mike, do you want to take it? Michael's signed up to Pancake Swap.
I'll sign up to Pancake Swap. I'll sign up to Pancake Swap as well. Yeah.
Hey, listen, I've deleted Pancake Swap.
Essentially, you can literally go on that platform and just create your own currency with whatever name, and go through the process of creating a currency. And once you can get it pumped, or you can market it well enough to make people jump on, naturally the value goes up. Then what people do is they quickly sell what they've sort of created and collect their money, and whoever's sort of bought in just gets stuffed, because you've now got excess amount of currency, which means nothing. You know, no one wants to buy it off you because it literally poo coin.
Poo coin.
Literally.
That's the problem with cryptocurrency. The barriers to entry is so low that like people you hear about a new coin literally every single day.
And people claim to have credible projects or credible use cases behind a project, and no one actually does. You know?
So they create a coin, they own basically all the currency of that coin. They create a Telegram group, because I was actually privy to this. I remember I was part of a WhatsApp group, and there's some people there talking about like crypto pre-sales and stuff like that. So I joined one of them, right? And it had a Telegram group. They created a Telegram group, and obviously these people had created this crypto, right? Had a Telegram group. It was there was like thousands of people in there. They said, oh yeah, our pre-sale's gonna happen, you know, buy some of the crypto, this is how you do it, this is the address, blah blah blah. You then buy it. This owner has a lot. He's basically selling what he owns to you guys. You guys pump it up, and he basically comes out with, you know, obviously at a higher price, right? And then he just gets out. And in this situation, what they did, right? They released it. A lot of people bought in. The price went up, and then they sold at the high, when that whatever crypto went high, and then they basically just blocked the whole Telegram group. Nobody could say anything in the chat. They had a crying emoji on the top. They had a crying. Not crying. They had a laughing emoji there, just to basically say that we just scammed all you suckers. Basically, and I think this kind of situation is happening rife. Now people are creating Telegram groups to basically do these crypto scams on a daily basis. I don't know if you heard, there was a massive crypto scam happening with some of the influencers. There's a guy that I follow, Coffeezilla. I quite like him. I don't follow too many people that do exposés, but he's quite good. He basically exposed like these massive influencers. These influencers got millions of followers, right? And they were basically pumping a crypto, and the crypto it did badly, and it lost people a lot of money. But the way they acted as if the people that were behind the crypto paid them, but they were behind the crypto all that time. So they were actually the ones who created the crypto, but they were acting like they were getting sponsored by it. Like, so there's a lot of scams. There's a lot of scummy behavior and scammy behavior out there. So what would you say are some of the red flags that you should like look out for to prevent yourself from like falling into these scams?
So I'd say, so my original point about looking into the owners of this, honestly, you can Google, even myself, anyone, you can Google anyone. Probably someone's got a Instagram, a LinkedIn profile. You can click on the news section on Google to find out information about someone. So it's like you're doing your own CRB to find out who on earth has created this cryptocurrency. The second one would be careful about the type of groups that you join on Telegram. So I'm in a few Telegram groups. I rarely open the app now because you go on it and you see 20,000 messages, 15. I ain't got time to be reading each one. But be careful about what groups you join, or if you do join one of these groups, make sure you see, but don't take in everything. Don't take everything as gospel, because a lot of information out there is a load of nonsense. Like, always go and do your own research. So that's number two. And my third one would be, again, the harder it is to acquire a crypto, me personally, the more I believe it's just a bag of nonsense.
Yeah.
If you have to go through so many loops and buy this currency to buy that currency to now buy that currency,
it's mad. It's actually mad because it's just like, they're trying to get, it's like it pushes people away kind of thing, innit? If you're going through all these hoops, you're going through all these hoops to like do this like one thing that should be that should be easy, right? Bitcoin, you just go on the exchange, you buy it. That's
exactly.
it.
Buy it. One more point I'll add to as well. One more point I'll add is I've raised this point on our channel as well before in the past, is that there's a reason why a lot of these exchanges, if you want to buy someone's crypto, they're asking for, let's say, Ethereum or Binance coin or something. If these platforms are asking you to, when you're either creating a crypto or when you're buying the crypto, are asking you to exchange your Ethereum for that crypto, you need to pay attention and make sure that you're not giving away all your Ethereum. You have to ask why they're asking for Ethereum. Like, nobody's going to ask you for PooCoin just to go and buy someone's crypto.
100%. That is very, very true. It's true. Why are they asking you for Ethereum? So for the listeners, basically what happens is whenever you want to buy any of these newer cryptos, they usually want you can't exchange money for it. You can only exchange, I think it's either Ethereum or Binance coin. Those are the only two. And Ethereum's popular, right? So what Mike's saying is that the reason why they want you to exchange it for Ethereum is because they just want to hold on to the Ethereum and let the value go up and they get rich, and then you basically get poor because you're exchanging it for something that's not good at all, that's worthless. Exactly. There's a lot of scams out there. You got to be very careful. There are obviously the established names are the best for me personally. That's how I've managed to like increase my portfolio by just investing in established names with like famous people that are behind it. Not all of this, these poo coins. Of course, I've dabbled in poo coins. Like, who doesn't want to, do that? But in terms of, falsehoods out there, because I think another thing that happens with crypto is that there's a lot of get rich quick messages that are out there. You see people saying they become Dogecoin millionaire, Bitcoin millionaires, and I think that's what's driving a lot of people into crypto. So, what do you think? Do you think it's like something that's likely that you can become rich quick with crypto?
I personally believe there's cycles for everything. There's a cycle for everything. We've already had the bull run with crypto, and the next bull run for me is going to be 2023, in my opinion. Like, I don't personally believe that you can go a full 12 months of everyone just becoming rich. There's a reason why the central banks are all looking into the crypto market. Like you said, they want a piece of the pie, so they're stopping people becoming essentially rich quick. So yeah, with everything, whether it's the property market, whether it's the stock market, whether last year stock market did well, this year it's up and down. The same crypto market was doing well at the beginning of the year, and now it's a little bit up and down. So yeah, again, with everything, you can become rich with crypto, but I don't believe you can become rich overnight. Anyone who essentially made a lot of money through, let's say, Bitcoin, invested in it early on, like 2017, 2018, and some knew about it, so held on to it. Some forgot about it, forgot they invested in it. One day checked their account a few years later and realized that they made a killing. So yeah.
That's a nice thing to wake up to.
Michael
Really?
He had 30 pence.
Oh my god!
in 2011, and he had £11 later.
Wow, 30 pence and £11. That's nuts,
Something like that. Yeah, it's nuts, man.
Wow, that is insane. What about you, Ian? What do you think?
So for me, I don't believe. Well, it's always possible to get rich quick. But no one knows their luck. So I'd rather just go down the assured route and invest consistently over a period of time. I'll never aim for the get rich quick scheme. If it comes, hurrah. But no one can time the world. No one can time their luck. No one can time the market. and that's the rules. I don't believe
it.
It happens once in a while, but it's not something people should be focused on.
100%. I think it's about having the right disciplines, because I think what a lot of people don't understand is that when you've got the mindset of trying to become rich quick, even if you did hit it lucky, you've got that gambler's mindset. You got to try and do it again, and then you lose everything. That's what happens with gambling, right? That's why people are so addicted to gambling. But if you have the mindset of, investing consistently over a long period of time, it's more than likely you're going to preserve your money. Because I haven't heard of any real person out there that's made a lot of money and
nothing.
They still got it, I mean, even a Dogecoin millionaire, I mean, for him, he should have cashed out, but his mindset was, I got this much money in this amount of time, let me just hold on, I'm gonna get more. Right now he's below a millionaire, it's still a lot, but we don't know how low it's gone. He could have just cashed out 3 million and had it, but his mindset wasn't there because of how he acquired it. So I completely agree with that. The crypto game is mad. You gotta be very careful, people. It doesn't have to be. It doesn't have to be. What would you say though is like, should people do to set them up for success? Like 3 things that you would say.
I got one, and that's invest consistently. Mike, you got one?
Yeah, I'd say educate yourself, and obviously now we live in a society where everyone likes convenience. Nobody wants to be on a website looking at page 2 or 3 or scrolling all the way to the bottom just to find
100%.
One sentence that's going to explain the whole article. So find platform the truth.
100% the truth. Everybody's lazy. Man.
Everyone's lazy. So find platforms like yours, like ours, even if it's I don't know, like maybe books that are not too long to read, audio books as well, whatever it is. Find things that are going to make your life easier so that you can gain information, because knowledge equals wealth. Just make your life easier. Find something that works for you. I can't say to somebody just stick with reading books, for example, because reading books might not work for you. So find what works for you, and then try and gain the knowledge through that way.
100%. Yeah, it's funny because so I had Debadan on, I think it was the 2nd episode, talking about investing in stocks. And not even just him, even like I had an Amazon seller as well. And it's true, like at the end of the day, right, if somebody's got all this experience, you've got 10 years, 5 years, 10 years, 15 years experience, right? Why not leverage the experience and get the information quicker than learning by yourself? Of course, you'll make mistakes anyway. But if you can get like secondhand information on all these platforms that are out there, obviously you want to get the right information and you want to do your own research. But if you can get that, why wouldn't you do that, right? Because that's going to help you out. Like, I wish when I was doing crypto, like everybody was talking about it on YouTube. Honestly, it would have made my life so much easier. But people weren't really talking about it back then. Even like investing in stocks, they weren't doing it. So it's really, really important. I mean, we've got all these resources out here, and I think honestly that's how people are going to start to learn, through podcasts, through YouTube. Obviously reading books is always going to be there. I still read books. I think they're useful, but I think these other mediums are going to be quite nice for people to consume information. Okay, so if you were starting again from the beginning and you were investing in crypto today and you had £100, where would you invest your £100 into?
For me personally, Ethereum. Definitely Ethereum.
Okay.
I just feel like we said earlier, a lot of platforms rely on Ethereum platform. A lot of platforms have tried to create their own blockchain system, and that's not really gone according to plan, so they run back to Ethereum. And the fact that Ethereum are constantly working on upgrades, etc., to retain their essentially customers, just means that they have an eye on the market and they don't want to be left behind or don't want to be overtaken by someone.
Okay. What about you, Ian?
So I was gonna give 2 different responses. The first one being, following my philosophy of future technologies and thinking about what things are going to be like in the future, I would have just gone £100 into Bitcoin, say it and forget it. Try and do it again, the same thing next month, another £100 into Bitcoin. However, I would, like, upon further reflection, what I would do is I'll split it into 5 sets of £20, and go across like the top 5 currencies, which is obviously Ethereum, Bitcoin, Litecoin, XRP, and for me Vechain. Those 5. And then do the same again next month. Yeah. With my new £100. Yeah.
Okay, interesting. I mean, either approaches, to be honest, I think they make sense because, like we will discuss, Ethereum, we believe Ethereum will be here for the long term. And similarly, I mean, putting your money into 5 coins, it's not a bad idea either. I think that kind of also makes sense because Bitcoin, Ethereum, Litecoin, and XRP, they have the history. They've done it. They've been through the ringer, 4 years ago, and they're still around. So you kind of know that they've got a bit of skin in the game, like they're legit, like projects. So, and they got big teams backing them as well. So yeah, okay, that makes sense. I think for myself, if I was to put £100 in from the beginning, it will probably be between Bitcoin and Ethereum. I think those two have shown that they're the top dogs, really. They've shown, I know we hear about all this other technology, but they've proven that, look, even when the markets are down, we're still the top dogs. And when the markets are up, we're still the top dogs. So I think those two have shown that you can kind of almost rely on them. Other ones, I'm not so sure. XRP though, I say is all right. Litecoin will probably be in that discussion because I still got Litecoin. But the rest, I think some of them have been a bit flaky, like Ethereum Classic is, up and down. Dash has been up and down. I've got an investment in Dash. That's gone down quite a bit. Monero as well has been up and down. So some of the others, you can't trust them so much, but Bitcoin and Ethereum, you can definitely trust them. Awesome. Okay, guys. That's the end of the show. It's been great having you today. Do you want to plug yourself and tell people where they can find you? Talk about your YouTube channel. Talk about your Instagram. Talk about Twitter.
Yeah. So they can find us on YouTube. YouTube is StockList. On Twitter, I think it's StockList Global. On Instagram, it's StockList. And I think we're also on your other platforms such as Reddit, you name it, we're probably there. Just type in
okay, you're everywhere. Yeah. Okay, cool. Have you got anything coming up? Go.
We've got a little site in the works, so just watch this space.
Okay, so I was just gonna ask you as well, actually. So you got sites in the work. Have you got anything else coming up that you're working on?
Yeah, so we've got a lot of things that we're working on at the moment. So this last quarter of the year is going to be an interesting one for StockList.
Okay. As you heard, listeners, follow StockList, follow what they're doing, follow them when they launch their website. Check out their YouTube; it's great. I watched a few of their videos on crypto, especially Vechain. I like the Vechain one. They also talk a lot about stocks. I'm going to have them on again to talk about stocks. It's been a pleasure having you both and talking about crypto. I feel like I've learned quite a bit about it, and it's like kind of made me a bit more enthusiastic about crypto because I've just been a bit on the fringes. I've had it there, but I've just been a little bit in and out because it's just been a bit crazy. But you made me a lot more enthusiastic about it in the future. I'm definitely going to look at VeChain. That's an interesting one. But look at NFTs. Hopefully we can get you on to talk about NFTs. But yeah, I really appreciate you coming on to the show. I'll see you guys
it's been a pleasure being
later.
on too.
Yeah.
Thank you.